Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. I just had some thoughts I wanted to share with you. This morning, as I was getting ready, I was listening to the New Testament, and I was in John chapter 8. This is right after the whole story of the women caught in adultery, and shortly thereafter the Pharisees come back. Christ testifies that he is the light of the world. They don't like that. They get into this dialogue where Christ says, I came from above, you Pharisees came from below. You are of this world, and I am not of this world. A clear distinction there. Well, anyway, it continues, and they get upset. They're like wondering who he is. He says, I came to do the will of him that sent me. Okay? And Christ is saying this all the time. They get upset because they're claiming, we're the seed of Abraham. Abraham is our father. They ask Christ who his father is, and he basically says, if you knew him, you wouldn't be asking. But you do the works of your father, meaning Satan, meaning those who came before and slew the prophets, true prophets that God sent. So, and this may not be a perfect metaphor, but think about it. We all have a biological father, whether we like him or not, whether we knew him or not, whether he was a good one or not, wherever he is on that spectrum. We all had a biological father, or we might choose other father figures, but at at least basic level, the natural tendency is to do what you see your father do. Again, whether that's your biological or otherwise. For better or for worse, right? Most people, unless they choose to either rebel for better or for worse and do something different that's worse than their father, or different that's better than their father in any regard, your language, your work ethic, your beliefs, your bad habits, your good habits, the way you treat people, the way you eat, is oftentimes, your mannerisms oftentimes similar to your father's, naturally, right? Unless you consciously go against the grain. That could be good or bad, depending on who your father is. So we have Christ here saying, and all the time, like the women at the well, the disciples come, they're like, what are you doing? Like, we're trying to get food. And he says, I have meat you don't know about. I have meat you know not of. You're like, what is this guy talking about? My meat is to do the will of him that sent me. And other places in Scripture, we read things like, the Son doeth nothing but what he seeth the Father do. There's a lot of lessons in that. And so really, who is your father? Who, in a religious or spiritual sense, who is your father? Whose will are you doing? Who are you copying and emulating? Are they in this world? Is your father those who practice polygamy and stoned the prophets, put to death the prophets? Or is your spiritual father, which, by the way, this is a whole nother rabbit hole I might do some videos on, but there's already a lot of good sources out there on this. Joseph Smith is not included in those that practice polygamy. That might be shocking for a lot of you. It might be old news for some of you. There's a lot of lies and deceptions, in that practice. And of course, we know Christ does not lie. He only tells the truth. He knows the Father. And if he told the Pharisees, if I were to say I did not know the Father, I would be lying like you are. Okay? Anyway, who is your spiritual father? Is it Abraham? Is it Moses? Is it our Father in heaven? And is it Jesus Christ? Have you been begotten a son or a daughter of Jesus Christ? And that comes by doing his will, doing the things you've seen him do or read about him doing the things that he teaches you. One of my favorite verses is in Doctrine and Covenants 19, verse 23. And it says, learn of me, it's Christ speaking, learn of me, listen to my words, walk in the meekness of my spirit, and you shall have peace in me. There's a lot of wisdom there. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on any longer, but just something to ponder on today. Who is your father? Who is your spiritual or religious father? Who are you copying and emulating? Hope you guys have a great day.